Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm in my car right now. I've got a light off to the side right here because the lighting obviously in a car is horrible. So it looks a little better, but it's not too great. um, but somebody yesterday commented on my previous video. Um, I want to say her name is Meredy or Mirdy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. I'm horrible with names. But she basically asked why did I choose uh, a one meal a day routine? Um, and so that's kind of why I wanted to hop on here and um, explain that. Why I chose a one meal a day fasting routine, and also not to also to mention I'm going to be I am going to be doing other fasts too. This past weekend I did a 48-hour fast. Felt really good after I ate on Friday, and I just pushed it all the way to Sunday. Um, and I felt great. Benefits, lost a couple pounds, probably a couple extra pounds because of it. But the other thing is I felt great, and I didn't really feel hungry or like I needed to eat. Um, I felt good. There was really no reason to eat um, if I wasn't hungry, especially with fasting. And kind of want to explain a couple reasons why. With fasting, the whole reason we're using fasting to for weight loss is what we're trying to do is control insulin, right? So insulin, when it's present in the bloodstream, it's the hormone that's responsible for taking the sugar in the blood. Because after you eat and like you eat carbohydrates or uh, very highly processed sugar, um, your body can only handle it's stored in the liver, like it's those carbohydrates are converted to glycogen, and glycogen can be is stored primarily in the liver and in some muscle. Um, but after that, your body wants to get rid of that sugar that's in the bloodstream, right? This is what we know from a lot of from type 2 diabetics and type 1 diabetics is that their pancreas isn't producing the insulin, enough insulin to combat the extra sugar that's in the body. And that's why they're diabetic, is because they're not getting enough insulin, right? And so what we're trying to do with fasting is give our body kind of a break from having to produce insulin, because the thing about it is when insulin is being produced and introduced into the bloodstream to take care of those glucose sugars, you're not going to lose weight, because insulin's job is to take those sugars and store them as body fat. So when insulin is present, you cannot tap into your body fat reserves. And so, for example, like with a one meal a day routine like I do, yeah, I'll eat, you know, those carbohydrates are converted into sugar. The body, uh, my body will store what it can in liver and muscles, and then insulin's going to be produced to take that sugar and store as body fat. Well, what we're doing then with insulin is we're keeping it by eating just once. We're not introducing it multiple times throughout the day. After several hours of that, your body's like, hey, we need energy. We're not getting energy from the outside source. So what we're going to do is pull from the fat stores that we have. That's the whole reason we have body fat to begin with, is to store the extra energy that we're not using. And many people say fasting is harmful or bad, but it's literally just the natural process and using it the way it was intended. We store body fat for kind of like a rainy day thing, because we don't know, especially many years ago, people didn't know where their food was going to come from, if they were going to eat or not. And our bodies have come to evolve to, store when necessary. So when we eat, we may use some of that, but our body is going to try to store what it can, right? And so what we're doing by keeping insulin low is giving our body a chance to actually tap into fat, to using fat for energy. And I'm horrible at explaining this stuff. I'm trying to get better at this. Not just for YouTube, but I have other friends and family that are asking about this stuff, and so I'm trying to get better about explaining it, but I hope that helps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link below to someone I have followed down for some time and has kind of shifted my perspective on all this, by the name of Dr. Jason Fung. He is on YouTube, but he is a nephrologist, which is a kidney specialist, and got into fasting and dealing with fasting because he wanted to help type 2 diabetics, basically kind of help them preemptively before they got to him with some very bad diseases and kidney damage. And so a lot of this has come from that. He, in his videos, he shows a lot of, certified studies, and he has a ton of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link his channel and maybe a couple of his videos that I think maybe everybody should watch, and you can get a lot of information from him. I'm a horrible teacher, but Dr. Jason Fung, he presents it in a way that if you just have a basic understanding of human anatomy, you'll understand it pretty good. So, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.